Hey, welcome to a test video. Yeah, we're not going to be concluding anything today, but I'm going to be comparing Fossil Southie and Clip just for my own interest and a potential future video because Fossil Southie might be a lot better. Clip, in my math, is not the superior commander for farming and maybe never has been. And that's what I'm looking to get into today. You guys have seen on the channel, I've been posting 10 minutes of forest farming, desert farming. I've been having fun with that. And since you guys really seem to enjoy those relaxing farming videos where you're just hanging out with me and my stream going crazy right now with a hype train, I figured I might as well record this. And I'm a YouTuber after all. Might as well get a video out of it if I'm going to be punching stuff for an hour. And that brings us to the point of today. I got an empty inventory. That's what I'll be doing with all three tests. And I'm going to be comparing a Fossil Southie build to Clip. I'm going to show these while I talk. But the idea came from you guys in the comments. Several different people suggested the fact that Fossil Southie can punch significantly more often. Like, it's not even close. He is generating 12 energy per second, which can fuel 2.92 seconds in between each punch. So you're essentially punching every 2.92 times to farm. And an anti-material charge takes about 1 full second before you regain control of your character. So you're really only ever waiting less than 2 seconds between each punch. Clip, however, doubles your loot, which is huge, but because you're only generating 4 energy per second in support with Southie, sometimes it's 10.2 energy per second because your natural energy generation is 6.2 per second, but there's a 2-second downtime whenever you consume energy. There's a 2-second downtime between any time you consume any energy before that kicks back in. So realistically, you're only actively farming with about 4 energy per second, and you guys are nuts. I'll get to them in a second, but she can only punch every 8.75 seconds. Now, I did this math 3 days ago and haven't looked at it since. I think all of that is, I know all of that's accurate because I was deliberating over all of this with AS407 and a friend of mine, Sarah. You guys actually recognize Sarah. I've posted a ton of videos on the channel, and because this is casual, I'm not going to pop any examples on screen, but the Spectral Blade math from way back in the day, she helped me actually build the calculator. You guys might know him as Cthulhu. He has been mentioned a lot on the channel. Nowadays, she went ahead and actually helped me build this calculator that I've referenced in many videos, and I brought her back in. She hasn't played the game in forever, but I was like, I need your help. She's literally graduating college to be a math teacher and is really helpful and insightful, and she made a bunch of graphs that I'm not prepared to show you guys yet because nothing's final, but Cthulhu, nowadays Sarah, was really helpful in getting this figured out, and it came to a moment where mathematically, Clip in support with Fossil Southie in the lead led to Fossil Southie in that build being essentially 2 times better because Clip can only punch every 8.75 seconds compared to every 2.92, and in our mathematical environment, in a perfect world where you're punching constantly, he was generating a lot more loot. The amount of punches you would have to do for Clip to be better is like every 8 seconds. So if you're farming really inefficiently and you're stopping constantly, she can pull ahead, and Clip will always give you the most resources per items consumed, but you can always... You guys are nuts right now. Okay, stream's just having a great time. Thank you for the freaking support. We'll get to everybody in a second. There's a hype train right now, but Clip can be better if you're not just punching, and the time in between punching, you can be pickaxing, which is why we have Pathfinder Jess in support, and you guys can see this is not the final video. Like, I will make a much more organized thing on this. I'm just dumping the information to explain that on paper, Fossil Southie blows Clip out of the water, and I really want to test that because AS407, who also helped me a bunch with the math, I was in like a 1500? I was in a 2-hour call with him, and we were talking about all this, and he was testing this while we were chatting, and his numbers did not have Clip being, you know, beat out so heavily. So I just need to test it. So here's what we're gonna do. Finally get into the point of the video. I'm gonna do 10 minutes in a Thunder Route 99. Then I'm gonna switch loadouts. Then I'm gonna do 10 minutes, and I'm gonna do the best I can to farm as efficiently as I can. And this is as scientific as it gets. There is no perfect testing environment. There is no perfect loadout. I'm using Fleet. There are some other great options that you can also use. Phase Scout to run quicker for 3 seconds. You can phase shift faster. You can also have Pathfinder Jess. I'm gonna go with Fleet. I just think that constant movement speed bonus is great. So yeah, I'm going to be focusing on rocks and punchable items like rocks and cacti, and just do the best I can. So yeah, we're just going to get into it, and I'm going to let the video roll. You guys are basically seeing a stream highlight at this point, so let me pull up the donation history. You guys are nuts. Let me expand this, apparently. Skipper, thank you for the Prime resub. Daniel with the 1,500 bits. White Boy Dylan with the 1,500 bits. Thank you guys so much. That's $15 to those of you who don't know Twitch. These guys are nuts right now. Squid gifted a sub to Northeast Star. That's an awesome name, by the way. And Demon Gamer gifted 100 bits. Bible Thump, I want to get in on this. Thank you so much. Lou Tasker, thank you for following. Hey, Daniel with another 500 bits. Squid with 200 bits. Thank you guys. Robert with the Prime sub. Hype Train is currently active. If you guys want to get in on it and you're watching the stream, I'm going to pause the video. I'm sorry, YouTube viewers. You know what? No, I'm not. You guys are in for the ride, because part of recording this is, of course, I'm getting a free video out of it, and you guys like these casual videos, but I also want to just show my results. I want you guys to see what the farming process is like. And apparently that means thanking donors as well. Is this the most YouTuber moment I've ever had? Yeah, anyway, Gano and Jay Plays kicked off the hype train as well. If you guys ever want to be, you know, in on the hype train, it's 100 bits to get an emote, and it's any kind of Prime sub for free, gifted sub, normal sub. All right, I got a timer on my phone. It's not visible on screen, but start. Here we go. So this is my, okay, all right, delete. All right, no. I am not gonna, all right, here we go. Just for testing purposes, this is the loadout. This is the Fossil Southie configuration, and then I want to start the timer now. All right, that's 10 minutes. So I am going to be punching as frequently as possible, and I am not going to be getting an energy pylon. So I want to be phase shifting around, using his energy as often as I can, punching whenever it makes it, like pickaxing whenever it makes sense. Now, I did note the 6.2 energy per second. It's really more like 6.3. That does kick in if you don't farm for 2 seconds or longer. And that's really important, because that means you're going from generating 12 energy per second with Fossil Southie to generating, math is hard, 12 plus 18.3 energy per second. So ideally, when you're using Fossil Southie as efficiently as possible, you want to punch all the way down to 0. You can see after 2 seconds it kicks in, and now I'm generating a lot of energy. That's when you want to wait, and then you want to punch before it gets full, because every single second your energy bar is full is a second you are wasting and being less efficient. Now, like I said, this is meant to just compare the punches. I understand that killing these enemies and looting stuff a little more often, you know, opening up the bushes would be the most efficient way to farm. Like grabbing that can behind me would be so nice, and I want to grab it so bad. But I know better. I know it's smarter to wait, and I know better. I want to compare this just punching. I don't want to do normal farming, because in that sense, I honestly believe Fossil Southie is just better. This is something that I would make note of in a normal, longer video, where I publish my findings. By the way, what you just saw right there, me not seeing items to grab is real. Getting up to 100 energy will happen. I am only a mere human, and sometimes missing an object and not getting the loot from it happens. This game is buggy, and I'm going to leave all that in these testings. That's why I'm also recording this, like I said, just so that everybody can scrutinize my data so we can all learn together. And I also want to say, Fossil Southie, generally speaking, I think is just absolutely the best farmer. Clip might technically give you more for your loot, and that's much more favored in Frost Knight or missions where you have limited capacity. But Fossil Southie has so much energy. Look at this. I'm getting bullied by a bunch of enemies. I can throw down a Teddy and I can just run away. Clip can't afford that. She's only working with 6 energy per second, and of course the natural energy generation, which is here thereafter going to be unmentioned, as it's kind of been addressed enough. We all know that there is natural energy generation, and it affects both builds kind of equally. Clip is going to be standing around waiting a lot more, but there were graphs. Thank you again, Sarah. She helped me really see visually just how more efficient Fossil Southie is with his punch patterns, factoring in all of the different factors between the natural 12 energy per second and 6.2 after 2 second downtime. So it is better to be Southie. You can use your abilities, you can farm more often, you can actually, you know, phase shift is part of the ability, but it's worth mentioning, and getting from area to area quicker is much better. 50 seconds left on the hype train. We're 56% at level 4. There are new hype train emotes, you guys, so if you actually want to get in on the hype train, keep this going. Live on camera, by the way. You guys are on YouTube here. You could do so, and did that, oh, that was enemy spawning. You could do so now and before the hype train ends. So yeah, 44% away from the next level. I'm not sure if we'll hit it. I have not been streaming a ton. I'm a bad streamer to subscribe to. The fact that you guys keep supporting me this way is honestly humbling, because I don't deserve it, but I really appreciate it. Ooh, a little laggy. Okay, that's just Fortnite, the game we're in. So the frantic farming that I'm doing right now is really hard to keep up with, because it's a lot, you know? It's a lot. And Oh, I don't know if I could do this for an hour straight. We're not even halfway through the first test, and I am just, my heart's racing, but there's a lot going on right now. So, yeah, this is just the pattern we're going to be keeping up with, just waiting. You guys can see how much it chunks forward. It's so satisfying. I also did some math, and I also reviewed some footage. That's the end of the hype train. Thank you guys so much. Where I was looking at how much a punch costs. And of course, it's 35 energy with archaeologists and support, but because Fossil Southie is constantly generating energy, look at this next punch. So we're at like 97, and we're at 72 or so before I can even regain control of my character. That is really cool. That means you are... So, okay. That means the antimaterial charge costs 35 energy in order to be activated. But because you're generating 12 energy per second, and the antimaterial charge takes about 1 second, you are effectively only ever experiencing a 23 energy loss, because, you know, for 1 second you can't really move around. Like, I'm gonna move as soon as I can after this. That's now. Okay, so because you're immobilized for 1 second anyway, you're only, like I said, you're only ever experience... Oh, I knew I shouldn't search anything, but it's automatic. You're only ever experiencing 23 energy loss, so it costs 35 energy in order to punch, but you're never living with that deficit. So yeah, again, it's tempting to punch, but with the natural energy generation kicked in, it's important to wait, because yeah, as soon as you interrupt that natural 6.3 per second, I said 6.2 because that's what the game says, but I recorded footage and so did AS, and I looked at it in my editing timeline, and that's accurate to 1/60th of a second. It really looks like about 6.3 energy per second. So I don't know, but the game does lie to us a lot of times in game, so yeah. What are things really? But waiting on that is really important, because you'll get back up to full sooner. If you constantly punch, then you're only going to be waiting 3 seconds per punch. But if you're waiting for natural energy generation and you start back up at full, you'll make most efficient use of your energy. So thank you everybody who supported in the hype train. I really do appreciate it. It goes a long way. Obviously, I can't read chat very much right now because of the farming tests I'm doing, but that is kind of what I went live to do. I did not go live with this with any intention of this being a normal stream, so bear with me, you guys. I'll catch up on everybody in between games, how about? But I am recording this at a really, really dumb time, because I am doing this right before oh my god, Emerald, thank you so much! She doesn't care. Well, okay, she does care about hype trains, but better late than never. Thank you so much. Hype trains are just a fun way to add a little flair to donations. It's just an extra thing. If you want to throw 1,000 bits in, I really appreciate it. Emerald's been a long-term supporter at this point, and it's been oh man, okay, I was thinking about Emerald today off camera, but it's for such like silly reasons, because I was just looking at finances and my life as a young adult who makes some money and wants to do the best they can with it, and I was thinking about my most expensive months ever, and she aided in that, because I built Emerald and her family some computers, and they arrived very safely. I'm happy to say her kids have been enjoying some very powerful machines, and I'm so happy for them. But because I bought the parts with her money on my end to ship to my house, technically speaking, my most expensive month ever as a young adult was her money being spent. So it's really, it's funny how there's like this massive spike on my credit history, and it wasn't even mine. It's just a funny little story. All right, so this is an interesting problem. With 2 minutes on the timer, I am actually running out of loot. I am actually, or running out of stuff to punch, which is maybe a good problem to have, but you guys can see the phase shift I was using there. It's actually really well timed to just dash around the map, get to the next stuff as fast as possible. This is an impressive amount of stuff so far. I feel like my inventory is going to be stacked. Obviously, I wouldn't want to ruin the test by checking right now. I'll probably just get, in between games, I'm planning to get a screenshot of everything, at the end there, and yeah, I guess that's no longer my most expensive month. To those who watch the streams, you might have caught I recently bought a car. Went with a Toyota Camry. Got a pretty good deal on a 2021 model, and I'm pretty happy about it. I am currently averaging, I'm loving this, I'm averaging 37 miles to the gallon. That is, oh, it's so nice. That is so, I'm currently gassing it like every couple weeks, which is a great feeling. You know, I love pragmatic decisions. I'm really not a car guy. If anybody wants to elaborate on anything, I'm not going to be able to hang, but I learned enough to feel confident in that purchase, and I've been really enjoying it so far. So I guess that was my new, technically most expensive month. But, well, yeah, buying a car. That's just part of being a young adult. Okay, so to get a big rock like this, you kind of need it to be at the end of your punch, but yeah. Oh, and I'm max on brick, I'm noticing. So, yeah, I'm not going to be measuring building materials in these because it is so easy to get max on any of the materials that I don't really care. I don't know how many players who know what they're doing are or could possibly be struggling with wood, brick, or metal. Those things are easy to get in large quantities, so I'm not really worried about it. 1 minute left on the timer, and I have so much chat to catch up with. You guys are crazy active today. I love it. I'm just trying to stay focused on the test because it ruins the data, but I'm going to glance in. Audie's been here. Hasn't been here in a while. We have the same car. Always had a Camry. Oh, fuck yeah. Hey, high five, Emerald. Car twinsies. Although she mentioned first hybrid. Yeah, I considered the hybrid. The reason I went against the hybrid was, oh, you guys can see it. Look at the bottom left. So the energy generation, look at it go. Look at it go. It starts chunking up with that natural energy generation. Oh, that was unfortunate. Okay. And I'm leaving all this in there because when a exploder blows up a thing, I mean, that's just how it happens. But I went against the hybrid because it was allegedly expensive to repair. It's complicated. It will break just like any car. And apparently mechanics tend to charge more for hybrids. I don't know. I just went gas. I don't know. It's just complicated. Camera's so good, but hybrid costs too much to repair the back. That's what I'm saying. All right. That is 10 minutes. First test done. I'm just going to take a screenshot, and I don't know where this file path is going to go. So you guys are black for a second, but I'll just take a screenshot, and I will label this. Okay, this is just my recordings folder. Sweet. We're going to call this Southie Desert 10 minutes test 1. All right. Oh, and that's the image I was talking about. That's one of the graphs that I shared. This is like this is how you spend energy as Southie, and then this is when natural kicks in. Or clip. I don't know, like I said. So, I'm dead now. So, all right. But we can at least review the photo while I'm dead. That's pretty good. That was 10 minutes. We got 136 carved, 128 oxy, 500 rough ore, planks, a little bit of battery. Now, that's the thing about this being a punching test, because if I would have tested everything, then I would have killed some glowing animals, stopped to recycle some weapons. I would have done like a lot of stuff, and yeah, that would have been probably good, but I just wanted to focus solely on the punching comparison. So let's just do clip next, just to maybe alternate, and let's see how easily I can transfer this. So I can just do T and then transfer. There we go, there we go, there we go, and then get that tier 6 stuff that can't fit now. I'm just going to take traps out of here because nothing I'm doing is going to be giving me traps, so... And I don't think I'm going to get 37 different items. I shouldn't. So let's just alternate for my own interest. Let's switch on to that that clip build, and then I'm going to launch in a game, and then I'm actually going to pause this time just to spare everybody, and then I'm going to go talk to chat, and then I'll get back to it when we're back. Okay, we're back. This is the clip loadout as seen, and I'm going to farm in between punches. Starting the timer now. All right. So, here we go. This is going to be interesting because we are out of energy now. Oh, and I want to kill the glowing animals so bad. It's so tempting. So, here's the idea. Ideally, the most efficient thing to do with clip is to... oh man, that is not good. Is to pickaxe in between. So, this is already... You can already see what I'm talking about. Like... On paper, clip is worse. In, like, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because all these years, I've just defaulted to using clip. Because, of course, she gives you more per punch. She's twice as good. Case closed. And I'm literally embarrassed. I'm honestly embarrassed to say that that is the most I ever thought about it. Ever. Now... I think nobody's going to be surprised to hear that I have a very generous community. I never really get to farm for myself. But still, as somebody who's made multiple farming loadout guides, I should have known better. And it's really tempting to just punch because I don't want to wait around. I should be pickaxing. I know. But like I said, it's more efficient to go up to full in between because, you know, got more downtime. So punch until you're empty, then go to full. And then we put Pathfinder Jess specifically so we could pickaxe stuff in between. And normally I would tame a boar perhaps, but yeah, and I did punch these metal ores, so I'm just going to keep in line. Like I said, I'm trying to farm as similarly as possible, just do the same things I did before so we can compare them. But I am already seeing that, wow. So, AS in chat just said he prefers clip and blast on the path. Really? Because I've been testing this for 1 minute and 52 seconds, and I am already very much Team Southie. This is so slow. Like, if you're just going to clear an entire area, you will get more with clip, but it's going to take you thrice as long. This is absurd. Oh my gosh. How did I not use Southie forever? He says based on the results so far, and play doesn't matter to him. Play doesn't matter, and how I play it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, because personally speaking, I never actually use farming loadouts, so I can see exactly what he's discussing, where personally, I'm always killing glowing animals, kind of farming as I go. I do encampments during normal missions. I'm, you know, punching a rock periodically. I'm searching containers all the time. I just don't care that much about farming specifically because I always farm. I make it a real habit to open bushes and everything as I go. And what I'm about to do, throwing that drone, is something you could also do to offset clip. Maybe use Fallen Love Ranger Jonesy and try to generate energy through him. He's nerfed nowadays, down to like 2 energy per second, which is not great, but you know, it's an option. It's a way that you can offset the poor energy generation. And of course, the energy pylon goes a long way. So the energy pylon would smoothen things out a lot, but it's something you have to go and get, and unless I'm going to do it in both tests, I don't want to do it now. And if I'm going to test that, I should start with the pylon instead of getting it midway through, just for easy. You forgot to click let us know in the Discord. What does that mean? What does that mean? I guess you forgot to click to let us know in the Discord. I don't know what that means. I said live and I pinged it. I did forget to ping, but then now I have pinged. So I don't know. Clip takes longer, but if you have to invest in her, if you invest with her, you'll get far more theoretically. Well, that's the thing. Theoretically, I think Southie's better. You just, you know, if you ever run out of resources, you just queue a new mission, right? I mean, oh man, that's another thing I learned with clip is when you miss a punch, it is so much more damning. They're chasing each other depending on the goal you want. I don't know. Even if you want a specific resource like oxidized mineral powder or carved twine, it feels like you will punch so many more trees with Southie that you might as well just use Southie. Again, in a normal mission, I'd totally be looting those little things there, but I'm trying to be a little more in line with how I farmed last time. Yeah. And then, of course, Maple in chat is bragging. Are we on desert farming again? No. So, well, yeah, I'm testing. That's it. It's not necessarily a farming video. It's a farming test video. So it's different. It's different. Last time I was just farming normally because, like I said, you should be doing that. You should be killing glowing animals, encampments, all that stuff, just to get a wide variety as you go. But right now I'm testing. So it would be smart to punch multiple objects when possible. And that's part of why I did a desert. Because I feel like in a forest environment, you're going to want Southie every time. Just because you can punch. And in a desert, there's a bit more of a gap in between items. So I'm trying to be a little more efficient that way. And I'm also not in a nature zone, which is good because enemies won't be sapping my energy, which obviously matters when you're using a bunch of energy. Vacuum tube or Xenon? Well, I don't have to choose. I use both. For damage, I typically prefer Vacuum Tubo because it does more, like a lot more. And Xenon's easier for like right now when I'm farming, so yeah. that I get that question a lot, like if you had to choose. I don't, and you don't either. You might only have enough resources for one right now, but you will have time to get it later. You can always do that. Love farming a Southie. Supercharged clip with Southie is very fast. Yeah, I love it. I love Southie so much. Again, normally I do the target practice, but I'm trying to move on here. and go quick. Let me just see if I can do that. Oof. I had to burn a phase shift, which is so annoying to have to think about my energy. Power level, lock ventures, for some reason. Yeah, so when you go through ventures, it'll give you access to tier 5 stuff. I don't know if it's a glitch or not, but it happens. A supercharging clip? No. So supercharging clip only gives you more health and shield and like ability damage, the normal stuff. It will not make her give you more resources, no. Hey, YouTube King. Wow, the king of YouTube is here. Jess is the fat... No, it's not. Jess is totally a support character exclusively. Like I said, that's what brought me to... Oh, man, I said I'm not supposed to loot stuff. Okay, I looted like 1 last game and, like 1 this time. So, Jess gets one more punch than Southie up front, but you generate so much more energy with Southie in the lead that he overtakes Archaeologist in about 10 seconds. So, Archaeologist is your best commander for about 10 seconds. If you are running on 0 energy and you are only using an anti-material charge with the newly generated energy from Fossil Southie or naturally or whatever, Archaeologist falls behind like immediately. And yeah, I never recommend her. Clip, the only reason she's discussed is because she gives you more resources in the lead. That's what we're looking at here. And we'll see. But Archaeologist does not give you any more resources. She's just kind of... She's a support character. Yeah, we're testing loadouts today. So Archaeologist is support. Sorry, I didn't mean to answer that so seriously, but when someone states she's better with such certainty that it sounds like a fact, I need to correct it because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I had to go to the hellhole that is Reddit to research for this topic, and God, there's some misinformation out there. It is brutal how confident people can be when they're uninformed. Holy crap. Reddit was a tough place to go to. I don't want to go back. Apparently somebody had already done this kind of math and testing long ago. I was not able to find that original source, but I did find some other stuff on there that was not helpful. Yeah, anyway. It happens. There were some people who were like, this is the best loadout 100%. And I was like, no. Even the builds I'm using here aren't the best. So I discussed it earlier with Fleet and Support and the other build, where Fleet could have been replaced with 3 other commanders at least that I wouldn't have even fought you on. Like, honestly speaking, I just chose Fleet because I kind of like it. And AS suggested it, and I was already thinking about him before I recorded. So I was like, all right, yeah, sure. But you could do Recon Scout to sprint faster, Flash AC to sprint to phase shift more often. You got options. Holy moly. So my timer's about to be up, and I'm actually happy about it. This is so slow that it feels bad. But we'll see. The annoying thing with clip and support is you could go 3 to 5 hits without extra materials, but less punches per minute with her in the lead. Right. And with her in the lead, I don't know if you're guaranteed materials or not. I should have been paying more attention. I've just been kind of farming in a frenzy. Like, I never punch anything without looking ahead to the next... Well, it says a 100% chance for resources. So yeah, you do certainly get more every time. But it's not always a consistent amount. She doesn't double your loot. She gives you a 100% chance for more loot. Sometimes she could give you 1 extra plank, or 2, or 1 oxy, or 2, or 3 sunbeam. I don't know. It's complicated. Oh, all right. I'm going to finish this rock because of lag, but my timer is done. Whew! That was a mad dash. All right. Wow. Okay. So let's label this same as before. Clip Desert 10-minute test 1. Okay. That is really similar. Wow. This is what I'm talking about, people. Southie is hugely better on paper. And yet, Clip on the left-hand side here gets... Okay. I'm going to say things that sound fake, but if you consider the scientific margin of error, she got the same amount of carved twine. I got a little bit more metal, but from the footage we all witnessed, I punched a couple of cars, so that makes sense. I got more efficient because I punched cars. Nearly the same amount of planks, the same amount of rough ore, literally the same amount of fibrous herbs, a little less. Wow. These are, if you consider the margin of error and that I am a mere human, these are identical results. What? What? She punched less in the same amount of time, gave you more resources, and again, something I am considering heavily is Pathfinder Jess, because we know she's going to punch less often. I just pickaxe stuff in between, and it ended up working the same. I think what might be happening here is that Southie is better, but he might be overkill. We're going to hop into test 2 here while I talk, but I think what's happening, and I think we can all agree from the footage, is that even though Southie gives you constant energy generation, there isn't constantly something to punch. You're always running in between stuff. You can't quite find the next rock. Wow. Okay. So for at least the first round, 10 minutes of each, the results were identical. This is why we test things. All right, Fossil Southie Desert Test 2. Oh, you know I want to kill that golden crush so bad. Ugh. Okay, here. This won't impact the test, but I'm gonna save that for later. Okay. All right, let's start the timer now. All right, 10 minutes, farming crazy. I cannot believe Clip was so similar. This is why you test stuff. Could you imagine if I was a day one rookie YouTuber so excited about a discovery that I hopped into a video and told everybody Fossil Southie was instantly better and didn't test it at all? Because that is just crazy. Okay, I'm being inefficient. I think in reality, I should never be punching anything. Oh, I want that crow so bad. There we go. So with Fossil Southie, I do enjoy the speed. I love being able to phase shift around and just punch stuff. This is... I'm thinking about something. So because it's more energy efficient to just wait for it to build up to full, maybe I can try not doing that. Because I kept waiting until my energy was full each time, maybe Clip went ahead? It's weird, because mathematically I'm biased towards Southie. You know, my number said Southie was better, so I'm using Southie. Well, here's the deal. I'm gonna farm more aggressively this next couple of times. And can you, like, die? Oh, all right. Wish granted. I'm also in the 140 zone, which is kind of... I'm also in a 140 zone, which is really good because that should be giving me more tier 5 stuff, so happy to see that. This is interesting. This is interesting. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just don't have something to punch. He might give you enough energy to punch continuously, but if there's nothing to punch, there's nothing to punch. Oh, there we go. Phase shift up. So I also say aggressively because I'm not sure how well I was utilizing Southie last time, because realistically, I should be phase shifting around. Whenever it makes sense, I should be using the extra energy he generates and going, but I am really impressed because a part of me is glad. I want to make that video. You know, as a content creator, I need to tell the world Clip isn't the best and never was, because that would be such a banger title. Just like my Bright Core Xenon video when we realized that it was basically the same as Sunbeam, like practically speaking. If you don't believe me, check out that video. I am not clickbaiting. Like, if you count the amount of shots it takes to kill an enemy on average, Bright Core Xenon... What the fuck? Ah! Bright Core Xenon Bow was functionally identical. Functionally identical. Okay, wow. This is... Okay. Is that like a genuine time loss? Like, is that going to affect the results being harassed by animals more often this game? Oh, I have not fallen off the map in any of these games yet, and I don't intend on starting. I'm going to add 1 coal deposit, and yeah, I'm going to grab Sunbeam. Okay, I don't care what kind of test we're doing. I'm going to pick up Sunbeam. Okay, whoa. Whoa. These guys are hurting me. There we go. Let's just weasel out of here. Try to punch 2 things at once. There we... Okay, perfect. It has to be the pickaxe that makes the difference in the long run. Maybe we try the comparison where you don't pickaxe anything. Maybe. I'm going to do an hour of each. Or like 10 minutes of each at least. Yeah, more cars in this test. Okay, so I'll pick these up just because they're here. Rocks and cacti are again what I'm focusing on. Maybe I can... No, propane, don't do it to me! Oh, you bastard. This is a really scuffed test. And this is why we do things three times. Because if this test goes really poorly, it needs to be considered that I had a really tough go of it this time around. But it looks like we're getting some good loot now. Okay, here we go. There we go, got that rock. Get up to that cactus, and then wait a second for that. There we go. Try to line this up so we can get both. Oh, barely missed it. That's a big deal. There we go. Just weasel around the enemies like that. There we go. Really satisfying with Southie. I love all the extra energy. Although, even as I say that, I can't afford my own teddy. So, interesting. We got another car in here. That's kind of why I did Thunder Route 99. I knew that would mix in some metal stuff. So, I wanted to see how that would matter. But, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I want to make a video where Clip isn't the best, it never was, but if it's not true, it's not true. So, yeah. And a part of me didn't believe that title. I got so excited about that concept because I figured it can't be. Like, Clip has been the queen of farming in well, to my knowledge, everybody's eyes, since she came out. Instant commander slot, no questions asked. But she would not have stayed there if Southie really was so much better. And I guess we're finding that out here. And there might be something to say. How... no, it's been tested. Okay, so what I was going to say is that maybe 33% in support isn't that big of a deal. But it has been witnessed that, like, she... it has been tested that she absolutely does give 33% more loot in support. Trash Panda punched 1,000 cars, and he made a video on it at my request, which was super awesome of him. And with 1,000 cars of data in each loadout, she absolutely gave 33% more loot. So, you know, if I die, by the way, I'm going to pause the timer. I haven't died in any of the tests, so I just need to leave that as it is. Okay, failing to punch a rock. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, some of these are so low that even on the down punch, you can't really get it. But yeah, and it's so weird to be testing this and I can't check in. I can't check my, you know what I can? Pause. All right, there we go. All right, so we're a little past the halfway mark. Woo, I got way more twine and oxy on this run. Wait, what? I paused my timer. We're not even halfway. Oh. I didn't clear my inventory. That's a problem. That's okay. We're going to have to subtract some results. It's going to be tedious, but I can easily do it. I'm just going to move all the stuff from last time out of my inventory. All right, resume. Okay, all right. That's my bad. That was negligence. A lot going on, but I can easily fix that. That won't affect anything. I was shocked. I was like, there's no way we have that much loot. All right. Well, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have to move out all that stuff and then take my screenshot. Bummer that it was so janky, but that's all right. We can save it. We can save it. Fossil Southie gives 12 energy per second. Holy yeah. Oh yeah. It's a lot. Really makes a difference, or so I would think. I'm just blown away by these results. But I am at full energy right now, wasting seconds. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, all right. A little bit of lag. Happens. When you leave the house, forget to turn off the oven. No, it wasn't that serious. Man, what happens if you forget to turn off the oven? Just stays hot and becomes a crazy fire hazard? I mean, the oven's designed to be hot. Surely it's almost certainly okay. Healing myself now would be really satisfying. There you go. Healed myself. It will blow up. What? I think Clip in the lead with the Scuff Farm build you showed when you posted your games for basically 1-2 punch. Oh man, I ran out of stuff to punch. That's where it's nice to use anti-material charge. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's get in front of loot as fast as we possibly can. A little under 3 minutes on the timer. I thought it'd be weird, but no, this for one build feels amazing. Ah! I can't read that whole comment. Oh, there we go. Trying to somewhat keep up with chat while farming frantically is... You know, this test feels a lot more fair than I feared. Like, I really... Oh my gosh. Holy crap. So many wasted punches. Those side ones they didn't feel like that much of a problem in the previous games, but I am just incapable this time around. But yeah, these tests, I was really worried that it would be impossible to compare them because of the RNG and level design, but I don't know. Like, just anecdotally, it does feel as though I'm farming pretty similarly. You know, I'm just punching every rock I see. Deserts are different from desert to desert, but kind of the same. You're always going to have a bunch of cactus and rocks, so it's not completely different. Now, I should say, earlier I mentioned this, but I still mean it. Like, this is not the most efficient way to farm. You should be grabbing everything, doing the glowing animals, encampments, whatever. Getting the energy pylon directly benefits both of these builds. But I am really interested in this. Ben Skew, welcome. I was talking about you the other day, because my lady and I were talking about leukemia, and I was like, whoa, one of my viewers survived that. Are you happy? Are you healthy? Is this some farming method to use Oh, don't use archaeologists! Oh, how many people use archaeologists? This is not okay. So, to those who don't know, archaeologists is beat out by Fossil Southie, like, instantly. Like, she is cheaper punches, but generates only 4 energy per second, which does not favor her. Southie's better every time. We're only comparing Clip and Southie because Clip actually gives more resources. Archaeologist punches more up front, like you'll get 6 energy, or you get 6 punches before she runs out compared to 5 from Southie, but what happens is she doesn't keep up long term. As soon as you run out of energy, Southie becomes better. Oh, can we get one more punch in? We got 4, 3, 2. All right. Let's go move my loot. Yeah, archaeologists and support every time, for sure. But, all right, let's do this. Okay, we're gonna grab Southie Desert. I'm gonna put this on a side monitor. Oh, nope, of course I need to do the Clip loot because that's the one that was in my way. All right, so we need to move out 140 carved twine. If it lets me, it won't. Okay, that's... Oh, it does. Okay, so we need to move out 140 carved twine. We need to move out 30 peaky. Then we need to move out 38 resin. And this is looking really similar to before. Okay, we didn't have any coal. We need to move out 130 oxidized. By the way, farming like this is so satisfying, just to show you guys how easy it can be. Move out 28 of that. We already had the bacon. Batteries are new. We need to move out 1 bush. Need to move out 2 flowers. Nuts and bolts are all new. We need to move out 604 of these. There we go. And then these are not going to combine comfortably, but 490 of this. There we go. Just want to make sure. And that is really annoying. Okay. We're going to move that. And then we're going to move 171 straight back so we can get a... Oh, come on. Oh, thank goodness. All right. So, that's our new screenshot. Let me go to my backpack, get a picture. I love how casual this recording is. Like, any self-respect... Okay, all right. I was going to say any self-respecting YouTuber would have paused, but we all know from the very beginning of this video that this is not meant to be normal entertainment. This is me just taking you guys with me. It's basically like, hey, guys, I'm going to do some homework. Do you want to come and watch? Okay. All right. So, wrong image. Do this. Okay. So that is test 1 compared to test 2. We got 5 less carved, 1 less efficient. We got a sunbeam piece and a little bit of coal. Same peaky, a little bit less resin. So farming more aggressively, despite my best efforts, has yielded nearly identical results. That's awesome. Because like I said, I was so scared that I wouldn't be able to get consistent results, but this is clearly working well. All right, so let's just put everything away so I don't have to do this again. There we go. Storage has tons of space. I'm glad I picked up the traps. How about, for everybody's enjoyment, let's go ahead and recycle that trap I picked up. Oh man, recycling traps gives so much. Like, look at that. You guys can see what I'm talking about. If I was allowed to kill glowing animals during this, it'd be so nice. But of course, I'm not killing glowing animals just because I super care about PETA and the environment. Wait, this is a video game. I don't care. So I'm not killing them because it's so random. What they drop you, it could be any trap, any weapon, melee or normal. It just throws everything off. You should absolutely be doing it. But in a focus test like this, it's just... not comparable. Am I doing any carries? I am just hanging out in this stream, but I never do carries. That's not a normal thing I offer. So I got about 30 minutes until shop reset. I don't think it's reasonably possible for me to collect the data afterward. So because I want to, let's see, because I want to farm in the same zone again, I'm not even sure this is necessary to do an hour of farming. I know that is the whole point of this. I was going to do a desert 1, 2, 3, then a desert 1, 2, 3, but damn, dude, like the results are practically identical from one to the next, and I don't think more, if this next test is within the same as the other 3, I might just stop there. That's conclusive enough for me to say like, hey, these are practically the same. So here we go. Clip test number 2. Let me make sure I am recording. I am unpaused and start. Timer begins. Here we go. So I'm going to be pickaxing in between, but assuming you aren't pickaxing, it might end up being a little favored towards Southie. This is shocking me. I might have to do more than a desert then, because at least in the environment of the desert, it is nearly identical so far. Wow. Yeah, so I think a forest might actually be a more interesting environment after this, and it might be worth some further testing because these results are shocking me. This is like one of those scientific things that's really exciting for me. It is really exciting when you hypothesize one thing. The map... Oh, we need you to... Okay, I am currently pausing my timer because you... I mean, that works too. I paused my timer because I don't want an animal running around looting for me. I don't want it to kill any enemies that I didn't kill. I don't want to pick up something that it might have dropped just instinctually. And that should be good enough. That reminds me of that time. Let's get back to where I paused and then resume. Okay. That's as close enough to the normal as I can get. So... Motherfucker, don't you dare. Don't you dare! Ah! Alright, so that reminds me of that time that I had a community manager for Epic Games. I think it was Freight in this instance, watching, and I ran a tamed animal off the map because I didn't like them, and he's like, I'm clipping that, I'm showing it to the team. And apparently they did not like watching me run an animal off the map because... I guess the team really, really wants us to like animals, but I don't. So, yeah. How'd you respawn so fast? Because I clicked the button to respawn. You know, when you wait the 10 seconds, you just respawn. So, lagging, but waiting for energy anyway. All right, so I should not be waiting for energy. I'm getting fatigued. It's probably good to stop after this round anyway. Let's do... this and then throw that, and then we're full on energy almost, so let's punch. Getting a little bit of metal on this run. All right, yeah, this is actually a surprisingly good test. I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to recreate the results, but if we're getting nearly the same loot in every trial, yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. Anyway, like I was saying, scientifically, if you hypothesize something and you get this close to this far off from the result, it's really exciting because I was not expecting this. I thought Southie would blow Clip out of the water and it wouldn't even be close, and that is not remotely what's happening, and I'm not sure why. Maybe somebody or myself can review this footage more intensely, but I don't know. There's something to learn here, and I can't really process any data in the middle of collecting it, so, yeah. Binding the respawn key? No, it's just right-clicking. There's nothing to bind. You're dead. Like, I don't think there needs to be a special keybind for respawning. Alright, there we go, there we go. Try this build. Nope. I'm not open to new builds right now. I'm in the middle of recording a test. If you want me to try something, you gotta share that information at a time when I am prepared to consume it. Oh yeah, and AS is saying we basically have the same build. Jess support? What? Yeah. If you're ever farming with anti-material charge, Archaeologist needs to be in support somewhere. She is outclassed as a commander, certainly. I know, the same math that I trusted to say that Southie would be better than Clip is being disproven, but I don't think it's nearly as complicated with Archaeologist. I think she is completely outclassed. Let me just get away from these enemies trying to kill me. And then run straight to them, and then dodge them again. Haven't had a motherfucking legendary dresser, and like, oh wow, that's a lot of swearing for a trapped survivor. There we go. Not that serious. There we go, I got that. Okay, I thought I'd have to like build up and get it, but I did not. Lagging, okay. Let's just do this. Oh, I wanted to grab that so bad. So, yeah, my working theory right now is considering the fact that the space between items in the game might be enough that when you are punching as much as you can, maybe you're not even able to punch fast enough for or for Southie to even be fully utilized. But I don't know. I spent most of these tests without full energy. Like, I'm barely sitting at 100 energy ever. Even in the Southie runs. Like, we definitely hit 100 energy a few times, but I always was keen as much as I could to use that energy as soon as I could. So, I don't know. I'm just impressed, and I need to calm down from all this farming and actually look at my footage to learn anything, because this is really interesting. This is really interesting. I still think I like Southie, by the way, because if the results are the same, and it doesn't matter material-wise which one you use in the commander slot, I'm going to take Southie. You can phase shift more often, you can use your abilities for combat. I know that hasn't come into play in my gameplay here so much because of my focus testing, but practically speaking, being able to actually use your abilities is huge, and I really like that. Also, if you're farming in a zone with nature enemies where they might be sapping your energy, Fossil Southie will be a lot more efficient there. And whenever you miss a punch with Clip, you actually feel it. Like, it really hurts to waste so much energy on a thing like that. But with Fossil Southie, you just punch again, and it's no big deal. So, if all things are equal farming-wise, I think Southie feels a lot better. But this is really something. This is really amazing. And a very lucrative amount of testing for me. You know, I wasn't exactly low on resources, but I'm definitely not now. You know, this is going to be less than an hour of total farming. 40 minutes, in fact, precisely. And I will have gotten... How many? I'm over a stack of rough ore already. I think I'm at like half a stack of oxidized. Like, this has been a really beneficial session. So... it just goes to show, you know, how effective farming can be. And I have had people in my comments of my farming videos ask me for, like, traps and items. They're like, bro, farming is so tough. I'm like, you need to comment that on a different video. This series so far is, like, featuring how easy farming is. It shocked me that anybody could take that information and... and ignore it like that. I don't know. It's just weird. Okay. Come on, game. There we go. One thing I don't think I've been doing nearly enough is using my Baron, which could have helped in both instances. But I don't feel like it would have made that big of a difference. But, yeah. Yeah, Long Arm of the Law is being discussed in my Twitch chat, and I don't agree. I think the regular punch distance is perfectly fine. Long Arm of the Law is super nice, I guess, but it's not really that necessary. And The benefits you get for giving up long arm of the law is blast in the past, which means you are generating way more energy, you can punch way more often, you can stay alive easier. I totally prefer it, but yeah. Yeah, Baron should have been getting utilized more in these tests. That's definitely on my mind. What if I ended up getting, like, more loot from this test because I used the Baron to get quicker? I can't believe I forgot about my Baron. Ah! Well, let me tell everybody what happened. So, stream knew this. I don't know what I said in the video entirely. It's been an hour, but I have had a life, you know, I've been busy. I've been hanging out with the girlfriend, going outside, and not streaming. So I did all this math like 3 days ago, and even today, there's just a lot going on. I really had to like rush into my chair just to start streaming, because if I got in my own head, then I wouldn't have streamed, and it's just dumb. It's just dumb. But my point is, I was not as well prepared for this test as I could have been, or I was 3 days ago. Because, you know, when you do a bunch of math at 2 a.m., it means that you're not exactly prepared to go live. I go to bed at 2 a.m. That night, I got to bed at about 5 a.m. because all the math just woke me up. And so I could have been a little bit more prepared for this test. But I don't feel like the Baron's helping that much anyway. Like, it's obviously a help. Switching to it and running quicker is an instant buff. But is it, like, significantly more items per hour better? No, I don't think so. Of course, it offsets the enemies slowing you down. Energy, please. There we go. Alright. That shouldn't affect anything. Slapping a trap down. There we go. Yeah, even with enemies at my back, like, actively attacking me, I'm still able to get around just fine here. Let me wait until I get back to full energy. I haven't been doing that nearly as much. There we go. Got about 26 seconds left. I'm actually excited. Results time in a second here. Oh, crap. That was an accident. Oh, man. 17 seconds. Just trying to find stuff I can punch with 10 seconds on the timer. I'm really glad that stamina and energy are separate, by the way. Alright. Timer's up, but I'm gonna finish smacking this anyway, because I just want to do that. Alright. Let me grab this screenshot before I get killed. And I think we all know where this is going. So, I signed up for an hour of testing, but I'll be damned, I just don't see a reason to continue. This is so conclusive that it's just not, there's no point. Like, this is crazy. Let me get all the results on screen at the same time. So, let me get that. Let me get that. So, this is Southie 1 and 2 on the bottom. You guys can see the title right here. Clip 1 and 2 at the top. Southie 1 and 2 at the bottom. Every single one of them was between 131 and 140 cards, which is remarkably similar. Every single one of them was between 18 and 30 peaky. The resin varied slightly. 28, 41, 45, 38. I mean, kind of whatever. I got more Oxy from Clip and then more from Southie. Like, it just, these are so similar. I got identical Char Black in Clip 2 and Southie 1. And then I got 32 from Southie 2 and 28 from Clip 1. Rough Ore varied a lot, but it's a commonly dropped item, so I'm actually less surprised here, because you can see that Rough Ore is more often than the normal resources. Let me find an easy one to compare to, like resin. You can see that Rough Ore is being dropped more than 10 times as much as resin, and when you're getting that many of a resource, the variation is significant. So I actually got more from Southie in test 1, and then way more from Clip in test 2, 578 compared to 448. But if you look at the percents of that, if you take off the 8 and the 8 at the end, it's basically 57 to 44. Do you see what I mean? Like, we got 45 resin compared to 280, but that could also be 450 compared to 280. Robin? She is returned from the dead. Left Minerva and a bunch of other discords. Ghosted some of us. I had sad feels. Wonder where Robin went. And now she's back with a 33-month subscription. That's almost a year. Welcome back, Robin. I like Robin. But she left and I was sad, but I wasn't gonna harass her. Just let her do her thing, figure out what she's doing. All right. This is a YouTube video, not a Robin funeral, but she's back. Hi, Robin. She's back from the dead. So anyway, yeah, this is amazing to me. I love this kind of thing because it just makes me think. You know, I can just oh yeah, why don't I just try Archaeologist? That sounds really fun. I'm having so much fun with the fact that these results are, for all intents and purposes, identical. In fact, the thing I was going to do is like the most varied result is 448 divided by 578. And okay, that's like a 23% difference. That's a lot. But if you add up, let's do some quick math. If we average the two results, I know if I did this 3 times, we would have gotten more variation and that would have been better. But if we just take 1068 and divide that by these two down here combined, which would be 950 divided by 950. I mean, that's, we have to do the lower one. So 950 divided by the larger number gives us an easy percent. I mean, yeah, if you average them, it's like an 11% difference, which is a little significant, but I think we just got really lucky on that one, and a larger sample size would give us a more robust data set where we can average things with more average it with more data and give it scrutinize a little bit more. But because I don't plan to run more, let's just screw around a little bit. Let's do one more bonus test with Archaeologist in the lead. I have been trashing her as a commander this entire recording. What if my foot goes straight in my mouth and I find out that she is also an identical pick? What if she outperforms the others significantly and we're all shocked? So we're taking Clip out of support, Archaeologist in the lead. That's just it, right? Same build, work, story and focus. Let's read that long comment on Twitch chat while we load into this game, and let's just do a surprise run for Archaeologist. Okay, Archaeologist commander, story and focus and support. Let's do it. Thank you, Daniel, for the gift of sub to Cameron. Timer starts now. All right, 10 minutes on the timer. Archaeologist. You know, just so that I can show everybody, I'm not just a hater who thinks he knows better. I do perform math, and I do believe that gives me a better understanding than an average player who doesn't do the same kind of math. But I'm not going to just be completely averse to testing her. While I wasn't planning on testing her, I'm not going to pretend like this was my plan all along. I figured, since there are more people in chat than I expected, defending Archaeologist, I might as well give her a try. You know, might as well give her a try. Already feels kind of good, not gonna lie. Costing 19 energy per punch instead of 35 is great, but on average 35 compared to 19, I believe it's here, let me just oh shit. Okay, I just paused. I deleted my timer at like 9:13, so let me just kick it off right here. Okay, I wanted to show some math, and instead of pausing my timer, I deleted it. So if we just take 19 divided by 35, yeah, so it's about 54%, which on average would, restarting the timer now, on average that would be like nearly 50% less energy, which means in theory you're kind of getting 8 energy per second from Fossil Southie. It's still nowhere near 12, so I don't know. But as we've learned, even Fossil Southie's triple energy generation doesn't quite make him better than Clip. I can't believe that, by the way. There's no clear winner. Clip and Fossil Southie, from my 4 rounds of testing, in a desert zone at least. In a desert zone, which matters because forests are denser and they might have more loot that you can punch. Cities are even more spread out, and it might matter a lot there. More maps need to be done for this data set to be more complete, but at least in a desert, Clip and Fossil Southie are identical. I mean, not even... There is no ifs, ands, or buts. They are identical, which is mind-blowing. I did not expect that at all. But, yeah, anyway. So, yeah. There's no reason to play the game properly, so you don't need to feel like you waste your money. Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but... yeah, this is interesting. This is really interesting. So, I want to make sure that I'm always farming something and always punching. I don't want to intentionally skew the archaeologist results. And I should be punching if I'm not farming, and I should be farming if I'm not punching. And as we've been saying throughout the whole video, I do believe letting natural energy generation kick in is the most efficient way to generate energy. Although, I will say, I've learned from this testing that maybe that's not strictly true, because I've been using natural energy generation to get back up to full. Well, it kicks in after 2 seconds, which means usually you have the 1 second from the punch. So usually there is a full second before you're doing something. Like right now, I have to actually physically walk to the tree. So it makes sense to me that you don't need to go all the way back up to full energy. You just need natural energy to have kicked in at some point. So I don't know. I believe really what happened since I left. Well, Noah, I shocked the world. I tested Clip versus Southie, and then Southie versus Clip. And they're the same in a desert. In a desert, they are the same, which blows my mind. I thought Southie would be hugely better, or I thought Clip would hold on to her reign as the queen of farming. Neither happened. Neither result is what occurred, which is just crazy cool. I love that. It's kind of the best of both worlds for my ego, because, you know, I'm the guy who's been teaching people how to farm for 5 years. My farming loadout videos have hundreds of thousands of views. There are a significant number of Save the World players that are playing the game the way they are today because of my videos. So I have a responsibility to the community to make sure I come correct. And I had all the best intentions. So I was scared. I was obviously scared. I said it earlier, I was scared. If I find out Clip hasn't been the best and I've been recommending her blindly and I never knew the truth, I'd be really embarrassed. I need to make a new video. But that's not the case. It's interesting. You can kind of use whatever you want. So, yeah. Yeah, these zombies need to heck off. This is crazy. They've been following me for so... What am I doing? That was a misclick. That was an absolute misclick. Oops. Not gonna lie. Archaeologist does not... Well, I didn't think she'd feel bad, I guess. She's performing better than I expected. Just less. I would say Archaeologist... Oh, she gets to punch in between. She gets to pickaxe in between, though. So, Archaeologist, if you consider the same amount of items per punch as Southie, and the effective 8 generation, if you factor in her reduced cost in punching, I would say she would get you 75% the items of Southie. However, you can still pickaxe in between when you're not lagging like me. So, I don't think she's going to be 2/3 as good. I think she's going to be 80% of Southie, which I'm not sure we'll be able to determine from one test. But just to give everybody a reminder, if we're getting about 130 carved twine per test, I think she'll get about 110. If we get about 500 rough ore per test is a good, you know, because remember we got 1,068 from Clip and we got about 950 from Southie. About 1,000-ish rough ore is on average. I think she'll get 800. Well, not from one test. 500. So 400 rough ore from this test is what I expect. Oxy's been in the range of, I don't remember. I don't remember that number, but I'm thinking 40 or 50. So 150 carved. No. I got 130 carved, 132, 131, and 128 sounds right. I'm pausing. Oh, we did get 140. 132, 136, and 131. Oh, man. These numbers are inflating my brain. Look at me out here getting clowned on. Getting clowned on. Yeah, but about 130 Oxy. So, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm just going to revive here. Ah, I didn't clear it out again. All right, that's fine. All right, resuming the test. I love that I could just pause it. You know, having the timer on my phone is so convenient because I could just, like, stop exactly where I am. Even if I die, I can just respawn. and it doesn't affect the test at all. You know, because it's not like there's some time of day bonus in Save the World. Like, punching it now or 5 seconds from now changes nothing. I suppose I am generating energy unfairly when I pause, but considering the fact that I've paused maybe in 3 of the tests once, I don't think it's that significant. I think we got enough here. Another aspect of this is how many objects get broken to achieve the results. Yeah, and that's one thing I am not gonna count. I don't care. If a real-world test tells me enough about these heroes to say that I can use whatever I want, that's good enough for me, personally speaking. I don't want to measure how many objects are broken and then get into the weeds with all that crap. I've already done way too much math on this subject, so, yeah, it's not fun. No, yeah, exactly. I do not want to go second by second through my recording here in an editor just to count everything I punched. Screw that. I can't, well, I can believe, because this was impromptu. I forgot to clear out my inventory again, but no, same as before. We can just remove the clip test 2 results. 2 minutes on the timer, and shop is 6 minutes away. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the day I'm recording this, I'm so close to my daily reset video that I'm biting my nails here. Hey, Royal Vortex. Now, it's important to note that punching with anti-material charge is the most efficient thing to do because of Clip. She is improving how many items we get. So you definitely don't want to pickaxe stuff, but Clip is only adding 33%. And that's definitely more, but it's not so much more that you should never pickaxe anything. So, yeah. And I've been doing this the entire test, but because you get multiple items with one punch, I've been trying to group them just like that. I feel like that's a good use of the anti-material charge. And wasting it on that one might have been bad, for example, because by punching that one there when I could have pickaxed it, I'm using energy that could have been more efficiently spent maybe right here. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Farming shouldn't be this stressful. You know, farming is one of the most enjoyable, relaxing things you can do in a video game. You know, you just kind of turn off your brain, punch a bunch of stuff, get rich while you do it, and then you move on with your day. You know, you go craft a bunch of craps. Craft a bunch of traps. Yeah, just get a bunch of craps in your inventory. And, yeah. If you eat food, does that mean you're crafting craps? Okay, I'm sorry. You didn't need to think about that. I'm sorry, everybody. You didn't need that. Although, we're all human, so I don't know. We didn't need that. All right, so 43 seconds on the... No. 43 seconds on my life. Ah! All right, throw 2 drones. Scratch the itch. All right. You, and you, and then we'll punch both. There we go. 28 seconds. Oh, crap. Is there loot up here? There is. Yes, okay. Little 3-for-1 deal. Nice. That's so satisfying. 18 seconds. Ah! Shadow Shard. Why not? Okay, apparently not. Okay, 2-for-1 deal right here. There we go. 19. There we go. Needed 19. All right. We'll finish punching that, and then that's it. That's Archaeologists. Let's go move some inventory. Let's go move some inventory. Oh. All right. So, Clip Desert Test 2. We're going to get that information on a side panel here, and then we'll move out everything. So, I need to move out half of those, all of these. Then we need to move out 132 carved. And then we need to move out 18 of these. This is already looking precisely like I said. I said we'd have 130 carved twine, or 100-ish, 100, 110 is what I hypothesized. All right, there we go. And then we need to move out 120 of these. Very interesting. We got the same oxy. Okay. And then we got equivalent to the lowest end of that. We did get 1 battery, and we did not get any of these or these. And we need to move out 21 nuts and bolts. And then we need to move out 563 planks. And then I need to move back 29 planks. Shit, was that 29 or 23? Fuck. Chat, was it 29 or 23? There's a lot of numbers in my brain right now. Daniel said 29. He's the one who called me out for 140, so I'm going to trust him. And then we need to move out 578 rough ore. Dude, I love the fact that we have stacks of resources right here. Like, it is so easy to farm. All right, 79 out, 79 back in just to consolidate the stacks. Okay, so let me get that screenshot just so we can scrutinize. This is really interesting. Arc Jess Desert 10-minute test 1. All right. Okay, so Southie bottom right, Southie top left, clip top right, and all right. So archaeologists got less carved twine than any, less peaky twine than any. Technically not the least resin, but we're not working with a lot of resin. She was definitely on the lower end. Okay, this shocks everybody, I'm sure, but she got exactly in line with the amount of oxidized as everything else. I think that was a fluke because she also got the least char black. Nuts and bolts are a bad metric because we weren't focusing on cars, so we're going to skip that. But she got the least planks and shockingly in line with rough ore. Considering we also got more oxy, I'm suspecting that we just punched a few more rocks than usual. I think that was lucky. Don't call me Dingus, Luxem. That was the last test. I'm not going to be clearing my inventory. So, yeah. Can you use Archaeologists? Of course. You can use any Outlander. Is she better? No. Is she almost even? Yeah. But I'm suspecting she's about 80% as good. And that's kind of what we expected. Maybe not 80. You just shouldn't. You should just use Fossil Southie in the lead. That's the crux of it. So yeah. All right. Very fun scientific farming session. I really hope you enjoyed. This was a really weird video. I normally like to at least record focused one takes or edited videos, and this was neither, so maybe you enjoyed it. It was far from a casual farming session, as I didn't really relax during this. And I will add one more potential mistake. I paused, I deleted my timer on accident, and I wrote in 9:13 because that's what I glanced at. I'm reasonably sure that was accurate, but if anybody wants to measure this footage and say, hey, Beast, your archaeologist results are way off, please do so, because I don't want to trash her and then ignore the results that say she might be good, but I still don't see any reason to use her. You get more energy and punch flexibility with Southie anyway, so just put him in the lead. You're already using him in support, why not? All right, subscribe, like the video, and enjoy. I'm gonna go stream and record some other videos or something.